Ad Victoriam.
All initiates get one. You're here. Good. To review the current situation, one of our patrols located a cache of dangerous weapons in a raider storeroom. Stolen Brotherhood weapons, no less. Your assignment is to secure the storeroom for the Brotherhood, and the weapons along with it. I'll put together a squad and meet you there. But given the situation, it's imperative you arrive there as soon as possible. Any questions, Initiate? I should put negligence on your record for asking that question. Lucky for you, I don't have the time. If you can recall your last assignment, it had to do with putting down a rabid den of Blood Eagles in possession of military-grade rocket launchers. The same kind of rocket launchers were discovered in the possession of some raiders from Crater. Needless to say, that's a problem, and we are going to fix it. Care. Are you insinuating this is a personal matter? I am carrying out the Brotherhood's mission. The reason our logo is on those weapons is because we swore to keep them out of civilian hands. Now it's time to fix our mistake. Paladin Romani forbids engagement without warning. So, we will attempt to speak to them when we arrive. That being said, the raiders have already made it clear they're determined to be our enemies, stealing supplies, ambushing patrols, using Brotherhood weapons to terrorize the region. If they are unwilling to cooperate, we will put our foot down. So be prepared for combat. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to. They're a menace to Appalachia. But if you have some way of negotiating with them, that's on you. I'm sure Paladin Romani would appreciate a non-violent solution. One last thing. We need to confirm the weapon's source. I find it unlikely the raiders will be willing to talk until after we send them a very clear message. If any of them are still alive after that, we can question them. But priority one is securing the weapons they already have. That will be all. Dismissed.
We'll build something better for everyone.
Cleaning duty again? I swear Night Shin has it out for me.
I am a link in the chain that binds. That is what gives this.
We'll make Atlas stronger than before.
Looks like we have a visitor. Did the Brotherhood send you? Didn't know they were working with run-of-the-mill average Wastelanders. Thought they wanted you strapped into one of those tin cans round the clock. It's wrong of me to judge by appearances, though. Why don't you introduce yourself? That's so. You got a deed to go with that claim? 'Cause, we're not gonna sign it.
This vault and all material goods within are hereby under possession of the Brotherhood of Steel. This requisition will aid us in the preservation of technology and the protection of mankind. Your compliance will ensure your safety.
You know, I'm interested in hearing more about this protection of mankind business. I suppose killing a few no-good raiders is an easy price to pay for the benefit this measly little vault will provide for us as a species. Is that it?
I repeat, your compliance will ensure your safety. Not that I'd expect a simple-minded brute to understand.
Resorting to name-calling already. I have to say, I'm disappointed. Thought I'd be able to speak to someone civilized from a big-shot organization like yours. What about you, Forward Scout? Think we can work this one out? Or are your underpants in as tight of a bunch as Mr. Compliance over there?
You did what?
Oh, so that was you. Meg's mentioned your name here and there. Don't worry, only good things. She placed a lot of trust in you back then, and it seems to have paid off. All right then. I don't know what's possessed you to put your lot in with the Brotherhood of Steel, but I'm sure there's more to that story. Just don't expect to use the same excuse more than once. And, humor me on one thing. This place doesn't offer us any strategic leverage over the Brotherhood. If anything, you're gonna waste more resources protecting a place so far away from your home base. So then, it must be the weapons that are important to you. What's so special about these rocket launchers that a top-ranking member would come to collect them himself?
I don't know how you became aware of our internal hierarchy, but it's irrelevant to the situation. You will leave the weapons in the vault and disperse. Now.
And how about you? Do you seriously take orders from this constipated suit of metal? Terrorize? We're out here trying to survive, just like anyone else. Meanwhile, the Brotherhood is marching around in power armor, threatening people who don't meet its demands. You tell me who's the real terror. We're heading back to Crater. This stash isn't worth it.
Not so fast. Tell us where you got those weapons from.
Ooh, sorry. I don't discuss Raider affairs on Brotherhood territory. If you really want to know, you can come talk to me in Crater. Don't worry. If it's only one of you, we don't usually kill on sight. Now let us through.
We completed the first part of our mission. And in the process, uncovered an enlightening piece of news about our new initiate. That means you. When did you plan to disclose your previous relationship with Crater? As someone who's pledged my loyalty to a dedicated cause, no, I don't. In order to achieve its mission, the Brotherhood doesn't have the luxury to be pleasant with everyone. Now that you're one of us, you'd better internalize that, and quickly. Moving forward, we still need to track down the weapon source. That man appeared to know something. I don't care how you get it out of him, but make sure you get it. We'll set up some protectrons to guard it, and transfer the weapons back to Fort Atlas. After that, it can be used as an intermediate storehouse for anything our patrols find in the northern part of Appalachia. I thought the raiders were bad enough before that vile cretin opened his mouth. And we just let him... This is off topic, Initiate. Don't ask me a question like that again. This is your top priority. The longer we let these weapons spread, the more difficult it will be to track down all of them.
An automatic. Lucky you. I can't keep myself in ammo for those.
Can't believe they had the nerve to just barge in like that. That knight acts like some kind of righteous savior.
I told you. And they're only gonna get more confident.
I won't let them. Do we have their patrol routes yet? A couple ambushes ought to take them down a notch.
We'll have to discuss this later. We've got a visitor.
So, you really came? Huh. To be honest, I didn't expect the Brotherhood to show its face around here with anything less than a fully armored battalion. Life is just full of surprises, isn't it? So, what can I do for you, oh honorable emissary of steel? About that. You and your metal buddies put me in a pretty tight spot back there. There are people here in Crater depending on me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it back to them. So I prioritized a little bit. Getting home to those people was more important than being completely sincere to a group of heavily armed tyrants. So if you're looking for help with your little weapon problem, you can look somewhere else.
Don't you think you're being stubborn, Pierce? We have a good little Brotherhood peon here at our disposal. We can make use of that.
We've been over this. There's no compromising with people like the Brotherhood. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
We don't know that yet for sure. Besides, everyone has their own motivations. Our visitor might have one worth talking about.
I won't rely on a betrayal to take them down. You should know that. I have nothing left to discuss. I've given you my answer, Initiate. Now for your sake, I'd suggest you don't stick around.
Hey, you. Don't leave yet. I've got something to say. Don't mind Pierce, he's stubborn. Holds too tightly to his morals. I'll tell you about the weapons, but you're gonna need to give me something in return. Interested? I want intel on the Brotherhood. Records, roster, correspondence. You've got people specialized in keeping track of that sort of thing, right? Transfer their data onto this holotape and bring it back to me. Then I'll tell you what you want to know. How do you know about our war room? About that vault where you ambushed Pierce? We have eyes the same way you do. Remember it. We're not on friendly terms with the Brotherhood. What do you think we're gonna do with it? Don't worry. If the Brotherhood is as powerful as they are confident, then it shouldn't make any difference, right? This isn't a betrayal. It's just good business sense. Toodles.
I don't suppose... Well, if it isn't my favorite initiate, how can I help?
The Scorched, the Raiders, the Ghouls. If anything tries
Raiders,
to
huh?
we'll be
If they're anything like the raiders we've encountered on the expedition route, then...
Ad Victoriam.
my guess is the situation isn't pretty. All right. How can I help?
I think I understand. The funny thing about data is you don't know what's real or not. Not unless you gathered it yourself. To be honest, I was working on encrypting my terminal for this kind of situation. So, if anyone accessed it who wasn't supposed to, they would just get false info and none would be the wiser. I didn't finish, but you can still use the fake data I created. Should be clearly labeled in the files. Just, don't select the wrong one. This is the raiders we're talking about. It'd be bad news if they got an advantage on us. Worse, if the Knight found out it was because of me. Well, you know, just trying to help where I can. Rusty nails and live wires are fun and all, but sometimes it's also nice to write code without having to get my hands dirty. Not a problem. I'm here to help.
Go out and prove my worth.
With all these new initiates, I may need another scribe just to keep the scrolls up to date.
And I'll show those raiders who's boss.
Robots everywhere, but all standard models. Surely there's something more to discover here.
Alright, listen up, agents. If you're hearing this, that means I left unfinished business for you. That don't sit well with me. You've just initiated the recall process for a rogue assaultron. A tough one. This thing's got a shield so strong hardly anything will dent it. But I have just the solution for that. There are 3 pylons set up around the area. Starting one of these up makes you a conduit. Long story short, that means you're full of juice. Juice that pumps from you right into that robot shield. You'll need all 3 active to down it. Good luck. Hope you fare better than I did.
Next raid, I'll be asking for you. After that heist you pulled.
Once I finish up that old frame, she's going to be muy chévere.
Don't get in the way. You've got the holotape? Good, thanks. The weapons don't have one source. Some of them we looted off a group of unfortunate settlers. We've also traded them among ourselves. Some old friends visited Crater a while back wielding that firepower, claiming they earned it in a fight. They were bragging about it till the day they left. Said they sent some big armored folks running. I can't confirm that the losers were Brotherhood, but that was your logo on the side of those weapons, wasn't it? Doesn't matter to me. Now, I told you what I know. With any luck, we won't talk again. Yep. They may or may not have more, but they've definitely come in contact with them. West. They said they passed through Ohio before coming here. I don't know how much further out they went. They wouldn't shut up about it, so I learned to tune it out pretty quick. But I do remember them passing around a helmet with a bullet hole through its visor. A trophy from the Fallen. Don't change your mind. This was a one-time offer, and it's one that neither of us will speak of again.
We are all links in the chain, bound in brotherhood.
I see you returned from Crater. Standing by for your report.
Not as young as you used to be, Layla. Spend all day.
That's not what I was hoping to hear. All right. Tell me about the sources. I see. And are those raiders still at Crater? It can't be helped then. We need to focus on Appalachia for the moment.
We're gonna have to bring the Crater Raiders under control eventually. Hopefully without unnecessary bloodshed.
Without more information, it's impossible to say. We fought plenty of raider groups across the entire expedition route. I'd like to pursue them as much as you would, Initiate. But those were not our orders from Elder Maxson. We have duties in Appalachia. Ones that we've delayed for long enough as it is. And the other one. Foundation 2. This is bad. Worse than I thought. At this rate, all of Appalachia will be toting these rocket launchers. All because of... Forgive me, Initiate. I lost my composure. We need to follow up with Foundation as soon as possible. Peaceful or not, civilians should not have access to that kind of technology. It's too easy for things to go wrong. Take the Great War as an example. That catastrophe is the inspiration for our mission today. You don't have clearance for that information, Initiate. Proceed with your report. So that's everything. That was a thorough report. The Brotherhood appreciates your diligence looking into this matter. Our next step is to deal with Foundation. Paladin Romani already had plans to establish contact, so she'll want to hear about this. No need to expound everything. I'll follow up later with a more detailed report.
To see if we can spare any supplies for the relief efforts. Might buy us goodwill with the locals.
That's classified information, Initiate. Not every operation runs perfectly. All you need to know is that we're fixing it. A knight's helmet? It must be. 2 other knights embarked with us from the west coast. Knight Thornberry returned partway through the journey. Knight Connors gave his life in honorable service to the Brotherhood. Show the proper respect when asking about him. To think they held onto his helmet like a trophy. It's unforgivable. Ad Victoriam. Throwing nukes left and right. The people of Appalachia think a bomb is a plaything?
Ah, Initiate. I haven't had the chance to discuss your last assignment with Knight Shin yet. Was there something you needed to report to me directly? Really? Foundation? That's troubling.
Raiders causing trouble again.
How well do you know the people of Foundation? That's good. Then I'm sure you're aware that they've managed to carve out a solid living for themselves in Appalachia. I spoke with a few members of their community, looking for ways to work together. We're in need of food and water. They have plenty to spare. However, knowing they may have those weapons accelerates matters. It's critical that we follow up with them right away. Your mission is as follows. Meet with Gloria Chance, the supervisor of Foundation Supply Room. Determine whether or not they've seen or acquired such weapons for themselves. And lastly, establish a trade deal with Foundation. Something that will provide us longevity in Appalachia. And allow me to stress, both returning with the weapons and securing a trade deal are equally important objectives, Initiate. Remember, you represent the Brotherhood to these people. Do us proud.
Hey there.
Ad Victoriam. You're back. I assume Paladin Romani has tasked you with handling the situation. Why are you dragging your feet? Move out. I see. This isn't surprising, but it's not the choice that I would have made. I will have a word with Paladin Romani while you're out. But remember, respect the chain of command. If Paladin Romani has tasked you with this, carry it out, regardless of what you or I may think of it. Do not test my patience, Initiate. This is our way. Chain of command supersedes how we feel. However, I will put this as plainly as I can. I feel we'd grow stronger from continuing to rely on ourselves, rather than focus on trade deals. Recovering the weapons, however, is more than a task. It is your duty as a member of the Brotherhood of Steel. That's all I have to say on the matter. You have your assignment. Carry it out.
Those tools do the trick.
Derek and I can finally settle.
gold. I knew you could.
You must be here about that shipment of Blamco mac and cheese. Great. I was starting to get worried. Sorry about that. I suppose the power armor should have given that away. You say you're with Paladin Romani? That's fantastic. I didn't think she'd get back to us so quickly. How can I help you, sire, your majesty, your steeliness? Right, about that. Originally, we were hoping to purchase some weapons in exchange for food and supplies, but we may need to work something else out. After all, our last purchase is more than enough firepower for the time being. Yep, that's right. Hun, can you tell our friend here about those thingies we picked up recently?
Oh, sure thing. We got weapons all right, Initiate. You Brotherhood guys make some high-quality gear. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. Tubes of explosive death, with your logo on the side? Oh, sure. Or, no, actually. Some guys from the town watch took them out for testing a little earlier. I'm sure you can catch up with them. They normally practice at a small site they set up near the East Mountain Lookout, a bit north of here.
Oh, that's right. Mike and them took the weapons out for a test drive. If you head over, I'm sure they'd let you take a look. I hope you understand those weapons are our property, though. We spent quite a bit acquiring them. But hurry back. I'm sure we can still find a way to work together, even if we don't need more weapons. Okay, shoot. And send the fellas home, would ya? They've been playing with those things long enough.
everyone gather around. Ward wanted us to record some instructions on how to use these things. Where's Mike? Hey, Mike, stop messing around that terminal and grab one of those rocket launchers.
Uh-oh. Sorry. I wanted to lock the terminal first. Let me put this in my bag really quick.
Give it up, Mike. That could be decades old. Just grab one of them and come here. Wait, Mike, I told you not to pick it up like that.
Oh, God. What have I done?
Squire Schultz. Kerwood Mine is almost completely flooded. Going down into that brine without power armor or a stronger set of lungs seems suicidal. It's too bad. My recon instincts are telling me there could be something good down there. Maybe a way into that locked room.
Hold it right there. Don't come any closer. Investigating? What? You've been to the lookout tower. You have to understand. It was an accident. I'm Mike. Mike Tiller. Go to Foundation. Tell him you found me dead. Because I'm never leaving. I'm not going back. You can't make me. They'll never believe me. They'll think I'm a murderer. There's nothing to say. Just go and leave me. This door is barred tight, and way behind me is flooded. You can't get in. Just give up. And go tell Gloria I'm dead. There's nothing to say. Just go and leave me. Okay, I can explain. We were just testing these out. You know, Tad picked them up a while back. They seemed really powerful. They were always telling me, "Be careful, Mike. Don't pick it up that way, Mike." But my finger slipped and I killed them. All. Instantly. But it was an accident. I swear. I never... Oh, God. They're too dangerous for anyone. They just obliterated so effortlessly, all dead. Look, I'll go back to Foundation, but I can't let you have these weapons. I'll leave if you let me take the weapons back there myself. Gloria and Tad will know what to do. I'm sorry. They're the only ones I trust to take care of these. I have to make sure they get back to them. I dragged all these in here, though, and you're right. Man, that was dumb. Fine. You bring them and meet me at Foundation, okay?
What's that, John?
I'm sorry I didn't come back right away. I was scared. But that Brotherhood member showed up and...
Well, speak of the devil.
Mike was just telling us about what happened out there. I can't believe it. All those boys, just... It's a lot to take in.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Well, I hope you're planning on giving the weapons back all the same. They're ours.
Tad, enough! We still need to find a way to work with these people. I think we should try and wrap up business between us now. We're going to need to tell those families about what happened. I know it's hard to think about at a time like this, but settling on a deal and having you on your way is probably for the best. Now then, I understand you'll want to take these weapons back with you, but that won't work for us. They cost us too many caps to just let go. Unfortunately, regardless of where they came from before, they're our property now, and they'll need to stay with us.
You know there's a whole town of raiders that want us dead, right?
I think we can make that work. It's a deal. So long as the Brotherhood has our back, we can spare extra food and supplies.
Keep in mind, you guys gotta hold up your end of the deal too.
That's right. If we just end up spending more caps on defense again, we'd need to start selling surplus supplies to pay for it. Are you positive that you can commit the Brotherhood's resources to protecting us? That's wonderful news. Please, could you let Paladin Romani know?
Thanks again, Initiate. Looking forward to doing business with y'all.
Please let Paladin Romani know what we settled on. I only wish it could have been under less unfortunate circumstances.
Welcome back, Initiate. I was just discussing the missile launcher matter with Knight Shin here. I imagine you're here to report on your dealings with Foundation. Well then, don't keep us waiting.
You promised what? Protection? What exactly do you think our organization is, Initiate?
Shin, enough. I believe the Initiate made the right call, and I gave them the authority to do so.
Paladin, this is
how it's going to be, Knight. The Brotherhood is more than capable of protecting the people of Foundation. What we lacked were food and supplies, and the Initiate here made an arrangement that solves that problem.
And how many lives do we have to lay down to protect people that aren't our own?
Good, hard-working people are our own, Knight. I will have no more discussion on this.
Very well, Paladin.
Now, as for the other matter... It's troubling that the weapons have spread to this degree, but... there isn't much we can do beyond dealing with situations like this as they arise. But, Initiate, I hope you know you've done well.
Paladin, maybe we should check in with Scribe Valdez. She had mentioned wanting to bring something important to our attention.
That's right. Initiate, please let the Scribe know we're ready for her. Knight Shin and I have a few things to discuss in the meantime.
For your sake, I hope this is a scheduled visit, Initiate.
Science solved a lot of problems back in the day. Look what else we can do. I'm glad we guard our tech closely.
The Scorched, the Raiders, the Ghouls,